Okay, let's begin our today's discussion. Today's discussion is about even and odd numbers. Well, what are even numbers? Even numbers are those numbers which are even numbers are numbers which are divisible by 2. And what are odd numbers? Just the opposite. Numbers which are not divisible by 2. Now there is a very fine concept to understand here. What do you mean by divisible? You can divide any number by any number, but what do you mean by divisible? Divisible means my division will give me no remainder. Let's straight ahead move towards an example. Let us suppose I divide 6 by 2. What do I get? 3. Is there any remainder? No. Since there is no remainder, I say that 6 is divisible by 2. But what if I divide 5 by 2? Well, I get 2, but I have a remainder of 1. So since there is a remainder of 1, I cannot say that 5 is divisible by 2. So, now to our main discussion of even and odd numbers. So, what are even numbers? Numbers which are divisible by 2. What are odd numbers? Numbers which are not divisible by 2. Let us begin with the usual numbers. Let us suppose 2. Is 2 divisible by 2? Yes, of course. 2 divided by 2 gives me 1 and there is no remainder. So 2 is even. What about 3? Is 3 even? No. When I divide 3 by 2, I get 1, but there is also 1 as a remainder. So this is not even. What comes after 3? 4. Can I divide 4 by 2? Yes. 4 divided by 2 gives me 2 and there is no remainder. So this is even. What about 5? Well, 5 divided by 2 gives me 2, but there is a remainder of 1. So this is not even. What about 6? 6 divided by 2 gives me 3, and there is no remainder. So this is even. Let's take 2 more examples. What about 7? 7 divided by 2 gives me how much? 3, but there is a remainder of 1. So it is odd. What about 8? 8 divided by 2 gives me what? 4. So this is indeed even. Now let's move to some bigger numbers, because bigger numbers always trouble us. Let us try a bigger number. Let us suppose 12. What does 12 divided by 2 give us? 6. Is there any remainder? No. So this is even. Let's try an even bigger number. 20. What does 20 divided by 2 give us? 10. Any remainder? No. So this is even number. Now let's try out some odd numbers. What about 11? When I divide 11 by 2, what do I get? 5 2s are 10, plus there is a remainder of 1. So since there is remainder of 1, this is not even. This is odd. What about 13? Let me rewrite that. What about 13? Well, 13 divided by 2, what does it give us? 2 6 are 12 and there is a remainder of 1. There is a remainder. So it's not divisible by 2. So it is odd. What about 15? 15 divided by 2, what does it give us? 7. And there is a remainder of 1. Still odd, not even. What about 19? Well, 19 divided by 2 give us how much? How much? 9 2s are 18. Gives us 9. But there is a remainder of 1. So still, again, it's not even, it's odd. So, even and odd is very simple. Even numbers, you divide by 2. And see whether it is divisible by 2. Which means whether you can complete the division without any remainder. If numbers are divisible by 2, they are even. If they are not divisible by 2, they are odd. So with this, I end today's discussion of even and odd numbers.